You're alive! Big ass, big live head. That's fine. There we go. Big live head. Look at that. I get so many compliments on this ring. And hey, Bubba, we can go now. So many compliments on this ring. It's turquoise, turquoise color, just painted. Painted. Excuse me, painted. Good, just how's that in life? I think that I've always felt that if you work for somebody and you're not sharing in that direct, you're not a sharecropper. You're not sharing. You're just getting a wage, even a salary. This business or this person, but you don't own any of that. I think that's all apprenticeship in a way. You're paying for your bills and you're apprenticing for, or you'd be apprenticing for something if you wanted to take it to the next step. Most people, I don't think, want to really take it to the next step. It's comfortable getting $50,000, $100,000 a year, making $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a week in a salary. You think you're the shit. I know. I've been there. I've been at that level of my life, my adult life, for at least 12, 13 years, where you're making, six-figure income, and you feel like you can do anything. But when the money goes away, who is that person? Who is that entity? What do you have left? If your money goes away and then you're just like, well, I used to work as a sales rep at this company and now that company's gone. And you just go be a sales rep at another company. So if you're a sales rep, I guess that's what you do. You just sell, you buy and sell things. That's your art. I can do that. I've done that most of my life, buying and selling things. But I'm at the point where if I don't believe in it, or it's not directly, not just monetarily. See, I don't want things to just monetarily enrich me, pardon the pun. I want to be enriched creatively. I want my creative investments to go up, not just my ability to sell, buy, cheap, sell. Everybody has a different level. Everybody has a different level of how you can buy cheap and sell high. The government and the banks are the best at buying the cheapest and selling the highest. Okay, we get the scraps, but I'm sick of that game. So I started off this thing by saying something. I guess what I want to say is this. The older I get and the more stuff that I accomplish, the more I want to live like a kid. I mean, look at all the really rich people. Don't they basically live like children? Like they can just do whatever they want, like a real spoiled kid. I wouldn't say spoiled. I'd say entitled. And there's always this one or two kids that you might have known growing up. They're entitled, but they deserve it because they're doing something. They're not just like doing for themselves. They're bringing fun. The class clown. If he didn't hurt anybody, or she didn't hurt anybody, the class clown is such a necessary part of growing up. It's showing you that even though you're a kid, you still have power. You can piss off the guys that are in control, the teacher, the whatever. And you still have to break in the rules. You got everybody on your side. You're like the union leader, the funny union leader. So the more I've attained in my life, whether it's freedom or money, the more I want to go to the things that I wanted to do when I was younger and I didn't have thoughts of paying bills and thoughts of raising children and having, 3 different sons to worry about from 3 different women, which I paid some child support on all of them. was involved in their lives as much as I could possibly be. You're dealing with 3 different women here. So I feel I've lived 3 different lives within one life as far as a married life. And while being married to Paula for 16 years. So Paula is part of everything that I am right now. Without Paula, without my kids, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. But where I'm at now is I would love to be smoking weed all day long, working out, playing music, writing music, playing live, smoking weed, hanging out, smoking weed, a couple drinks here and there, play some music. Everything else just sounds like shit. Paying bills suck. Work is terrible. Who wants to work at a job? I mean, after you've done it for a little while, really? You still, I mean, so the more I attain, the less I want. It's like, I don't want material shit. I want the currency. I want the energy that can, if I wanted to, buy whatever I wanted to, if I need it. But I don't want to need anything except for food, air, weed, love, my family, friends, and music. Music, to me, encompasses friends, love, being around people, being social. So music isn't just, I like to listen to the music because the guitar makes my poo-poo tickle. No. It's, music means love, happiness, sadness, emotion, interaction, currency. But, now with Apple, again, got to research this and see what's going to happen, because I missed it the first time when Apple, I didn't pay attention, when Apple went to iTunes and then started really dismantling the record business. Now, and for 10 years, if you knew how to fucking have your stuff downloaded on iTunes or whatever, if you knew how, if you had the backing of these big, record companies now are advertising companies. That's what they are. They advertise. Their membership are anymore, maybe. Am I going the right way? I'm going the wrong way. Alright, here's my Are people gonna want to stop? Are people even downloading now? I don't know. So, in one way, it's gonna kill all the business for all these budding and trying to exist musicians that make a little, maybe make $300 here, $500 here, $1,000 here on royalties of being downloaded. They're gonna have to get their money from tour, man. You got to get an endorsement. You have to become an actor, musician, model, wrestler, parkour, something that happens to sing. I think singing is becoming, and musicianship, being a singer / musician, all those things that are on the microphone side, everything on the microphone side, whether it's an instrumentalist or just a singer or all of the above on the microphone side, that's like one tool in your toolbox. Where in the old days, the golden days of Hollywood, would say, you were a singer, an actor, and then probably a dancer. You better know how to dance a little bit. Even fucking Bob Hope could dance. So Bob Hope was a comedian, singer, dancer, that they let act. See, it seemed like a lot of actors in the beginning of that medium, just like internet in the beginning, we're not looking for people that are actors. We're looking for fucking acts. We're looking for just things that stand out, celebrities. So like Bing Crosby was a radio guy, and then he had, biggest single of all time, White Christmas. He was a radio dude, singer on the radio. He'd do sell records. Acting on the radio was actually a gig before TV. So it was like being on TV. So he was acting on the radio. He was singing, and then he was funny. So they're like, okay, let's let this guy be in a movie and be an actor. Being an actor was like the 5th thing down the fucking list of things that you were. Bob Hope, comedian, funny guy. Let's see if he can act. The Rock, wrestler, tough guy, Hulk looking guy, bodybuilder looking guy. Let's see if he can act. Acting is like the last thing. I think guys like when Stella Adler's process and the Actors Studio, all these guys that came out of those, Brando, I think from Stella Adler and Pacino, all those method actors and Montgomery Cliff, and so when those guys started, the 60s and 70s kind of gave way to this thing like all you had to be was an actor. It was so important to be a fucking actor. The Meryl Streep's, which is great. Meryl Streep's an accomplished singer and she's fucking funny too. But she's different. She's one in a billion. Yeah, there's like 7 billion people in the world right now. Show me 5 other Meryl Streeps. Okay, so she's one in a billion. Which way should I go? This way. So for a while, being an actor had this like unnecessary importance on it. It was all that snootiness from the 60s, 70s, and it kind of started dying out in the 80s, like with Mickey Rourke. Mickey Rourke was the last guy, that were kind of like, oh yeah, he's a method actor. It's like one of the last dudes that they really talked about a lot. Yeah, there's been dudes like Tom Hardy and Shia LaBeouf, and dudes like that are method actors, and then the guys that die, River Phoenix. But it was almost like a style. It was like everybody was a method actor in the 70s and 80s, early 80s. So anyway, we've gotten back to the place. You can look at, guys like The Rock and Dave Bautista's his name, the funny guy, Cena. These are all people that came out of. So what I'm getting at is, being a musician, all that shit that if you play, I like me. Well, I sing and I songwrite and I play every instrument on my recordings and I produce everything. That's like one thing back in the day. Like, you're a dancer. That was okay. That means you're a good dancer. Okay. All right. What else you got going on? I'm kind of funny. I'm funny. All right. Do you do anything have you done anything where it shows you that people you're funny, like just besides at home? No. So basically, I have one thing. I'm trying to be an actor with one accomplishment under my belt that I really haven't even done anything with. Now, if I had a career in music where I was actually recording videos and music and acting in my videos, and I was making like a world on YouTube, because YouTube is just like a subcategory of a tool for the musician. It's like YouTube to a musician is like your tap shoes are to a dancer. It's like, yeah, you could tap dance all you want, but unless you put those shoes on, it's not going to sound really good. So you can record all you want as a musician, but unless you put it on YouTube, no one's going to fucking see it. God, I'm making all these pretty good analogies. Or is it metaphors? Well, anyway, you get what I'm saying. YouTube is a tool. It's your tap shoes. It's the dancer's tap shoes. Okay. It's the musician's amplifier. Put it that way. You're a guitarist. It's your amplifier. Yeah, I play electric guitar. Okay, where's your amp? My headphone. No. You need an amplifier. You need a YouTube. YouTube amplifies everything. Bam. So when I get to the point where I have an online presence, where people like want to see Eddie Machete or Eddie Rome or the Soul Pirate or Soul Pirates, whatever I title those things, my projects. They want to see Soul Pirate, new single, Burn For You. And I play every member of the band, or I make it serious, or put some Dave Grohl funny shit in it. Then maybe someone in the acting business or a casting director goes, oh, this guy's got something going on. See if he can act. So, acting isn't even, like when I say triple threat, acting is the third act in being an entertainer these days. If you're not pretty and young and just totally hot. You know, I'm older. I'm lucky. I look fucking great for being born in 1977. You know, and, you know, muscles are pretty good and they keep on getting bigger and more cut. So, look all right. You know, this person. No. So, you know, I'm glad about that. But I have to have so many different abilities, and the abilities are all grouped now. So being a musician, singer, songwriter, that's all one thing. Now I'm thinking maybe being a producer and the recording side of it and manage. Yeah, maybe, no, but let's go to that separate thing. So a producer and a recording engineer. Now that can be a category of its own. So I'm going to work on being a musician, and then within my, I'll be acting / directing, writing, and then the music part, producer. So perhaps going into as an actor, trying to sell myself as an actor at this stage, more like, hey, I'm just deciding to act now. Look at this musician, singer, songwriter, just everything, dude. That can also, it's kind of interesting to look at for whatever reason. I don't know what my niche is yet. So acting is gravy, because the money you make from acting when you're on these shows and stuff is so fucking ridiculously good. All right, so I've been in the Screen Actors Guild for many years, and you know, worked off and on, but most of my work has been in background, some in stand-in, a few principal gigs, and most of my movie work has been in non-union pictures where I've starred or had a small role. I've only had one role in a movie, which was union. And that was my very first fucking movie. And I shouldn't have joined the union, but I did, and things worked out the way they worked, and I learned, and I lived, and I learned, and I'm fast forwarding a lot of my shit. I'm not taking 6 years or 6 even months to figure out stuff. It's taking a few months, and I'm just going bam, next, not sitting thinking about, how is this gonna, no, I reached that, now let's go to the next. This doesn't work, let's go to the next thing. That's where I'm at. This ain't working, let's go to the next thing. So I already figured out, like with background work, we moved back here January 4th, and by February 6th, I already was working on my first gig again, and I did non-union, and I've worked about 9 or 10 background jobs in the last 3 months, because it's April 28 now. Less than 3 months. I've worked 10 background gigs. Okay? And I've averaged, even though only 2 of them were union, only 2 were union, I averaged on those 9 days, take home, I think it was $200, $210. after taxes. So each day, $210, and then you eat very well. You eat chicken and steak and all kinds of different vegetables, and if you want treats, but you can eat very healthy. You can consume an easy $15, $25 worth of food with the morning with the scrambled eggs and the sausage and the spinach and the egg whites, and there's just everything. And then coffee alone, you go out, you get coffee, you get it for $1.50 at McDonald's, $1 at 7-Eleven, but good coffee and good snacks and nuts. So you could say easy $200 a day, and if they were union, you would almost double that, because I worked one union gig. What was that? Oh, I worked a union gig on SEAL team about less than a month ago, where I met Mr. Alex Jack. This he looks like a hairy Arnold Schwarzenegger too. His hair. I grossed $405 on that gig. It was a long day. It was about 14 hours, 15 hours. It was $405. Took home $370. And I worked non-union about a week and a half ago, and I grossed, it was my highest non-union background, $288 gross. It was almost 16-hour day. We had 4 hours of double time. So right now, working as a non-union extra pays $12 in California. You go 8, you got time and a half. You go over 10 or 12. Go over 12, it's double time. So we went almost to 16 hours. So it was a long day. Wasn't doing anything, just chilling, but still. So what I'm getting at is even background workers, and then in July, in less than 3 months, non-union is going to be $13.50 an hour. It's going to be $104, take a minimum for 8-hour day. Everybody and their mother's already doing extra work. So if a background worker makes this much, it should be more though, especially for union. You know, the stand-ins make a little bit more, and then the stunt work, and then the day players, people just come in and do like one episode, or just come in and do 5 lines on a show. They're not contracted, they're just like came in for that one episode. They get a minimum of $1,000 in an 8-hour day. If they go over time, same rules, time and a half, at 12, double time. You go over 16 hours, you get another full day's pay. It's called golden time, I believe. Anyway, it's so ridiculously good. And if you get a contract, you're making $10,000, $15,000 a week. To come in, everyone call you sir, how are you? Can I help you? Can I get anything for you? How are you, sir? Sir, 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 sir. Or ma'am, if you want. Depends on what you feel like that day. You know, what your gender is that day. So, yeah. So, to me, acting is the gravy at this point in my career. After I've made money making money as a businessman. I'm selling products. I'm selling my music. I'm selling my earbuds. I'm selling Eddie Rome. Eddie Rome is an accomplished brand, online presence. Maybe doing concerts, maybe selling paraphernalia, whatever. Soul Pirate stuff, who knows? But then, can you act? And if you get a gig after that, acting is just it's so easy. Especially if it's comedy and you can just sit there and riff, or the director's cool about shit. I just know that I've been a star on a couple sets, and I've been the day player. There's even a feeling they treat you differently. When you're the star, you're the king or queen, and everyone else is part of the hierarchy of the court. You got princes, and you got princesses, and then you got jesters, and then you got what's that called? The people that hang out in the court, the jury, or the court. You know, the court. The people. Those are the background. They're just there, you know. But I've been a principal on a movie, and it feels nice. And then I've been a day player, and you treated good, but you're still like kind of like